Hi friends, today's video I am going to discuss about section 354 of IPC, assault or criminal force to woman with intent to outrage her modesty. Whoever assaults or uses criminal force to any woman intending to outrage or knowing it to be likely that he will thereby outrage her modesty shall be punished with imprisonment of either description for a term which shall not be less than 1 year but which may extend to 5 years and shall also be liable to fine. The essential ingredients of section 354 IPC are that the assault must be on a woman, that the accused must have used criminal force on her, that the criminal force must have been used on the woman, intending thereby to outrage her modesty. Meaning of modesty. Modesty in section 354 IPC is an attribute associated with female human beings as a class. It is a virtue which attaches to a female owing to her sex. The act of pulling a woman, removing her sari, coupled with a request for sexual intercourse, is such as would be an outrage to modesty of women, and knowledge that modesty is likely to be outraged is sufficient to constitute the offense without any deliberate intention of having such outrage alone for its subject. It was held in Ram Kripal was son of Shyamlal Charamakar versus State of Madhya Pradesh that the test to determine whether modesty of a woman has been outraged is whether action of offender is such as could be perceived as one which is capable of shocking sense of decency of a woman. It was held in Raju Pandurang Mahali vs. State of Maharashtra that what constitutes an outrage to female modesty is nowhere defined. The essence of a woman's modesty is her sex. The culpable intention of the accused is the crux of the matter. The reaction of the woman is very relevant, but its absence is not always decisive. Modesty in section 354 is an attribute associated with the female human being as a class. It is a virtue which attaches to a female owing to her sex. The act of pulling a woman, removing her sari, coupled with a request for sexual intercourse, is such as would be an outrage to the modesty of a woman. And knowledge that modesty is likely to be outraged is sufficient to constitute the offense, without a deliberate intention of having such outrage alone for its object. The ultimate test for ascertaining whether modesty has been outraged is whether the action of the offender is such as could be perceived as one which is capable of shocking the sense of decency of a woman. The section 354 is very important because if any attack to woman to outrage her modesty is punishable, and starting punishment is 1 year and which may extend to 5 years, shall also be liable to fine. Rape is punished under section 376, but an assault short of a rape is punished under this section. Thus, in state of Punjab versus Major Singh, a female child of 7.5 months was held to be a woman, and as the accused had caused injury to the private parts, he was held guilty under this section. In Aman Kumar vs. State of Haryana, the evidence of prosecutrix and doctor was not specified about penetration. The evidence of prosecutrix in court about rape was at variance with her evidence during investigation. Her father complained only about teasing. Therefore, it was held that conviction for rape is not proper. There was no material evidence to show that accused were determined to have sexual intercourse in all events. In such a case, the offense cannot be said to be an attempt to commit rape. Accused was therefore held liable for offense under section 354 of IPC. It was made clear that The essential ingredient of the offence punishable under Section 354 of IPC are that the person assaulted must be a woman and the accused must have used criminal force on her, intending thereby to outrage her modesty. An outrage to a modesty of a woman is nowhere defined. The essence of a woman's modesty is her sex. The culpable intention of the accused is the crux of the matter. The reaction of the woman is very irrelevant, but its absence is not always deceive. Modesty in Section 354 of IPC is an attribute associated with female human beings as a class. It is a virtue which is attached to a female owing to her sex. The act of pulling a woman, removing her dress, coupled with a request for sexual intercourse, is such as would be an outrage to modesty of a woman, and the knowledge that modesty is likely to be outraged is sufficient to constitute the offence without any deliberate intention of having such outrage alone for its object. It was held that ordinarily a lady would not put her character at stake may not be wrong, but cannot be applied universally. Each case has to be judged on its own merits. The law reports are replete with decisions where charges under Section 376 and 354 of IPC have been found to have been falsely advanced. Allowing the appeal of the Supreme Court held that the statement of witness should have been accepted, keeping in view of the admitted animosity between the parties. The background of the case by a continuous animosity between the complainant and her husband on the one hand, as also and the appellant and his tenant could not have been lost sight of by learned trial judge. 354 have different parts. 354A, sexual harassment and punishment for sexual harassment. 354B, assault or use of criminal force to women with intent to disrobe. Section 354C, voyeurism. Section 354D, stalking. These are the different parts of Section 354. It is very important. Any assault against a woman shall be punished up to 5 years with a fine or both. It is very important, and police are taking cases if any attack or outrage activities from the offenders against women. Police charges this Section 354 and make trials and punish the offenders. Thank you very much.